This question belongs to operating system subject and was asked in GATE CSE 1991. So the question states, consider the following scheme for implementing a critical section in a situation with three processes PI, PJ and PK. Here we are given the code for the process PI. The code for process PJ and process pk would also be there. It would be same as this one only, but here in place of I we would be using j, in place of j we would be using k, and in place of k we would be using I in this code. And if we can also rewrite the same for process pk, but here in place of I we would be using k, in place of j we would be using, in place of I we would be using k, in place of j we would be using k, and in place of k we would be using, or we can do it like this, like in place of I we can just use k on j, and k in that code would remain the same. K can be replaced with I. Let me rewrite this. See, here if we are rewriting pi for pk, then in place of I we have to write k. Okay, j can be remained as it is, as j has no relation, and in place of k we can rewrite it as I. And if we are rewriting I as j, then in place of I what we can do is that we can, in place of I we can write j, k will remain as it is, and in place of j we can write I. Okay, now let me explain you what this question is asking. So it states, does the scheme ensure mutual exclusion in the critical section? Explain briefly. And second part states, is there a situation in which a waiting process can never enter a critical section? If so, explain and suggest modifications to the code to solve the problem. Okay, so here there are three processes PI, PJ and PK. I have told you the modification that needs to be done in all these three codes. So here we can assume that this turn variable, we have this turn variable, we can assume a global turn variable which is shared among all these three processes, which means changes done in the turn can be seen by any of the three processes. Okay, now let us analyze the code for PI. Okay, so what it is doing, it is doing flag I equals to true. Then observe this condition, it has while flag j or flag k do. So what it means? It means if either flag j is true or flag k is true, means flag means they want to go in critical section. If either j wants to go in critical section or k wants to go in critical section, then this process can't get into the critical section. Okay, so it ensures mutual exclusion. Mutual exclusion is ensured. How? If flag j is true or flag k is true, no process can enter critical section until the flag of other process is false. Both of them should be false. Only then we can enter the critical section. Else we can't enter the critical section. Thus, mutual exclusion is ensured. Yes, mutual exclusion is ensured in the code. Now, let us see the second part of the code. So what the second part is saying, is there a situation in which a waiting process can never enter a critical section? Okay, let us see how we can assume this. Okay, so let me remove all these codes. Okay, now assume we are over here and we have turn equals to k. We have a global turn variable which has a value k. Assume this. Okay, now assume that pj wants to enter the critical section. So flag of j equals to true. So what pj checks? Pj comes over here, does flag of j equals to true. Okay, this is done for the j code. Then it checks in place of j, it will check for I. So it will check if flag of I or flag of k is true. Okay, it will check if flag of I or flag of k is true. It will check flag of I or flag of k is true, then it will not enter the critical section. But here you can see flag of I is false and flag of k is false. Only flag of j is true. Thus, what will happen is that pj is executing the critical section. So pj will come to the critical section and it is executing the critical section. Now assume that at this point of time, what happens is that PI arrives. Okay, so now while PJ is executing in its critical section, PI arrives. So PI arrives in the code. Initially PJ was there, when it entered the critical section, at the same time PI arrived. So when PI arrived, then what will happen is that it will check if flag J or flag K is true. Now you can see that flag J is true. So it can't enter the critical section. So PI can't enter the critical section and it will execute this loop. It will check K is turned off. So whose turn it is? Turn is of K. So it will execute this code. So when it will execute this code, it will do flag of I equals to false. Okay. Then it will check this. While turn is not equal to I, turn is equals to K, which means turn is not equal to I. And this is a semicolon. Semicolon means we will have an infinite loop. Okay. So Pi will execute this infinite loop. So Pi falls into infinite loop. Okay. Now suppose that Pj was executing critical section. Again Pj is being executed. So what happens? Pj executes this. Now what Pj checks? Pj checks in place of I there would be j. So what Pj checks? Pj checks if turn equals to j, then turn equals to k. Okay. So Pj does this. If turn equals to j, then turn equals to k. Sorry, this is turn over here. If turn equals to j, then turn equals to k. So let's check whether turn is j. No, turn is not j. So it will not turn equals to k. So this statement is false. It won't do flag I equals to false and it will come out of the critical section. Okay, which means the turn will remain to k. This pj has executed, but still turn will remain to k. Okay, now what happens is that as turn is k, so pi will keep executing this infinite loop. As turn is still k, so it will check turn is not equal to j, turn is not equal to I, and it will keep executing this infinite loop, which means, and when this infinite loop is getting overridden, this will get overridden when pk arrives and turn and makes turn equals to I. But let us suppose pk doesn't arrive in the future, then pi will keep executing this infinite loop. And thus this condition, if there is a situation in which a waiting process can never enter a critical section, yes, here pi was the waiting process and it can't enter the critical section because turn equals to k and turn is not equal to I. Yes, there is a situation like this. Now let us see the next part of the question. So what this states that if so, explain and suggest modifications to the code to solve this problem. Okay, so the problem arrived at this point. So how can we solve it? Okay, so we can solve it. Okay, we can write if flag of j, then make turn equals to j, and here if flag of k, then make turn equals to k. So that if a process wants to enter the critical section, we change it to their turn so that they won't be skipping this infinite loop. They will just skip this infinite loop and enter the critical section. So these are the modifications. If flag equals to j, then turn equals to j. If flag equals to k, then turn equals to k. And same modification would be applied for pj and pk code. This is the modification for pi code. Same here, you just need to change the variables. So this is the answer for this. First one is yes, second first part is yes, and second question second part, this is the modification in place of this code. This is the modification.